address 1580 Northwest 128th Street, complied. CoinCo Investment Company, Inc., case number CNOV 2020-00038, property address 545 Northeast 135th Street, complied. Diane Harden, CEEXP 2019-00138, property address 1165 Northeast 131 Street, complied. Desiree Marlene, case number CEODS 2020-00013, property address 1040 Northwest 122 Street, complied. Diane Harden, CEJNK 2019-00064, case number 1065 Northeast 131 Street, complied. Griselle Plassers, case number CEODS 2020-00005, property address 830 Northwest 127th Street, complied. Jesus Castillo, case number CEEXP 2020-00010, property address 1180 Northwest 127th Street, complied. Keller Pushman, case number CEFAW 2020-00005, property address 12300 North Miami Avenue, complied. Marco Antonio Hernandez, case number CERCV 2019-00190, property address 850 Northwest 126th Street, complied. Michael Brewer, case number CEGMP 2020-00016, property address 510 Northwest 127th Street, complied. Monica Mobley, case number CEIVY 2020-00015, property address 1510 Northwest 123 Street, complied. Raymond Correlon, case number CEGMP 2020-00015, property address 530 Northwest 127th Street, complied. Renee Tupoussin, case number CEZPU 2020-00005, property address 1290 Northwest Miami Court, complied. St. Croix, case number CEBPR 2019-00054, property address 1330 Northwest 125 Street, complied. Tolem Etienne, case number CEGMP 2019-00143, property address 1520 Northwest 130 Street, complied. Francois Luis, case number CEWWC 2020-00009, property address 230 Northeast 124 Street, complied. Ferdinand Present, CEWWC 2020-00002, property address 1141 Northeast 139th Street, complied. Jason Sanfleur, case number CEPFY 2020-00032, property address 925 Northeast 144 Street, complied. Fresnel Presume, case number CEPFY 2020-00031, 946 Northeast 144 Street, complied. Jean Milford, case number CEWWC 2020-00006, property address 750 Northeast 138th Street, complied. FB Insurance Consultants, case number CEODS 2020-00012, property address 14005 West Dixie Highway, complied. And those are all the deletion and amendments to the agenda of today.
I was muted. I'm sorry. Please call our first case.
First case on the agenda for today is YMP Center Court. There are two cases on behalf of this property. The first case is CEMHS 2019-00035. The property address is 14695 Northeast 18th Avenue.
Special Magistrate, I do have a resident registered, property manager registered on behalf of this property. Mr. Godwin, I'm unmuting you now and allowing you video access. We will proceed with swearing you in before testimony begins. Mr. Godwin, can you confirm that you can hear or that the audio is?
Good morning.
Thank you. Do you have video this morning?
I believe so. Just a moment. I had it. The computer did something funny here. Okay. Can you see me?
Is this YMP Ralph Godwin? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Ralph Godwin. I am the president of YMP Real Estate Management, and we are the property managers and owners representatives for Center Court Apartments.
Special Magistrate, I'm not certain what happened to the attorney, but I just want to check with her. We did request and require that all attendees be available via video and audio for the meeting. Jennifer, did I lose you? Are you still on the call?
I'm here, guys.
Thank you. We have, the first case has been called, Jennifer. It doesn't appear that we have any video.
Okay, you cannot see me?
No, sir, we can't see you.
And the issue, sir, is
Give me
not properly swearing.
45 seconds.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have one of our IT people coming in to help me with this. Okay, I can see them, they cannot see me.
I see you now.
That is me.
Thank you. We'll proceed with giving the oath.
Sir, please raise your right hand. Sir, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
All right, you may proceed. Who's my officer?
I am. Good morning.
Okay.
My name is Code Officer Edney St. Louis. This violation is a new case. It was previously opened on September 11th, 2019. The first case is CEEXC 2019-0026. It's for the painting of all the buildings. As of, I don't have access to this. Just give me 1 second.
I'm gonna share my screen on behalf of the officer so she can see her exhibits.
I think I tried to do for a reason. And just bring up the agenda. Go all the way down. Those are cases in compliance. Go to new business.
Wow.
Right there. This is the second one. That one is for the balcony.
Are we looking at the permit action?
No, that's not the one for the painting.
This is the one that we're calling right now. We're not calling that one. We're calling CEMHS 2019-00035. That's what we're on.
Okay. All right, for the violation, correction is CEMHS 2019-0035. It's for the balconies. Notice of violation was printed and mailed out the day of the notice was issued. As for the AOS to attend the hearing, it was issued to Sabrina, which is the property manager on site, on September 17th, 2020 at 1:51 p.m. Now, as for the violation, it's in regards to the falling, cracking, and exposed rebars that are exposed throughout the entire property, from the balconies, surrounding of the concrete. I have pictures. This is the first picture. The second picture. What I'm showing in the picture is proof of the concrete depreciating and also exposed rebars. And to scroll down some more, as of the final recheck, the violation is still not in compliance. It's more of a safety hazard for the residents living there. Previous extension has been given to the property owners, as well as with the interruption of COVID, that was more than just enough time as well for at least some type of compliance. And moving forward, as today, we're here to get an adjudication.
Okay, just leave.
And that'll be all on my behalf as of right now.
I'm sorry, is the officer done testifying?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry?
Yes, Special Magistrate.
Okay. Mr. Godwin? Do you wish
Good
to
morning,
ask?
Your Honor.
Good morning. You heard the testimony, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you understand the violation?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you have any questions for the officer, or do you want to, do you wish to present your side?
Let me ask the officer one question. Officer St. Louis, what is your experience in concrete work, structural integrity, and the work required to make these repairs?
My experience as a code officer is to abide by the code ordinance, but under section 5-19, it's showing depreciation within the concrete structure. I did in fact contact the building department to, give me more.
That was not my question, Officer St. Louis. My question is your experience in concrete work, structural integrity of concrete, and the repair required in this particular situation.
My job is to enforce the code.
Okay, that's not an answer, Your Honor. The answer is Ms. St. Louis came on our property on September 11th, 2019, and issued 34 violations in one day. And in my submissions to the court, I gave you a letter dated November 3rd, 2019, which was a follow-up to a meeting that I had with Crystal Cordo and Steven Spazzillo.
Hold on, Mr. Godwin. Do we have a copy of the letter?
Yes, ma'am. It was submitted electronically.
Okay, is it part of our exhibit, guys?
Yes,
Part
ma'am.
of the evidence.
I do have a copy of the letter to Special Magistrate, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, so it's not, we can't see it. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Godwin.
I can.
You said you had it.
Okay. In this letter, I went back and recapped a meeting that I had with the head of code enforcement and the head of the building department, and went through all of the items that Officer St. Louis had filed as complaints. And specifically, the balconies cannot apply for a permit to repair without a professional engineering evaluation of each of the 332 balconies and facade areas at Center Court. Immediately after I wrote this letter dated November 3rd, we hired Swaysland Engineering, which is a licensed professional engineering firm in Florida, to evaluate all 332 of these balconies. They began immediately, and to date they are about half finished with this process, which I originally said would take 14 months to complete. However, COVID has come up, and our professional engineers are simply unwilling to go in our tenants' apartments and access the balconies to do the tap testing that they have to do on every balcony. And what I'm referring to as tap testing is they are actually taking a hammer and tapping every square inch of the balcony to determine what areas of the balcony have been damaged by rebar expansion, what areas of the balconies have been potentially compromised due to concrete absorption of water. And Swaysland and our tenants have just not been comfortable having strangers with each other in the apartments, and so this project has been on hold. And what I would like to ask Officer St. Louis is, at any time, have you called me or have you called our property manager to inquire as to the progress of these inspections, which you should have been aware were ongoing?
I've made previous contact with Nikki, who was the property manager on site at the time, and currently with Erica, the head of maintenance, and as well as Sabrina. So I am aware of the process in which permits would eventually be obtained for the concrete restoration. But as far as where the process is, I have no additional information.
Okay, well, if you go back to your pictures that you showed, the areas that have been cleared are where the tap testing has occurred, and the engineers are specifically removing all concrete from the underside of balconies, from the tops of balconies, from the ledges of the balconies, and all of the cornice areas that might fall and injure anyone. So during this process, we are trying to maintain the absolute highest level of safety for our employees and our tenants and the engineers that are actually doing the inspections. And if you look at the building, Swaysland Engineering and our exterior facade contractor, which is Worldwide and South Coast Painting and Restoration, have made parapet repairs. They have made facade repairs throughout all 7 residential buildings over the last year. So where we see things that we can get to, where we can get a building permit, we've been making repairs throughout the property. The problem is with the balconies, you have to be able to access the tenant space to get on the balconies to perform the inspection, and COVID has held that up. That will resume as soon as Swaysland's engineers are comfortable going back into tenant apartments.
Special Magistrate, may I speak on behalf of the case?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, Crystal Patterson, Interim Code Compliance Director. This issue is referenced an apartment complex that is, I would say, one of the top contributors to complaints in the code department. We receive calls from the tenants that live in that complex, if not daily, on a weekly basis for various issues. When the officer went out back in September 2019, she did an annual inspection for the entire property, which is why there was 30 plus violations issued at that time. Mr. Godwin requested a meeting with myself and the building official. I met with him in November. He requested time to begin to work. I gladly obliged. If my recollection serves correctly, I believe I gave him 6 months at that time to begin working, to get follow-up, let me know where he was, what the progress was. By way of COVID-19, we suspended magistrate hearings, and that gave additional time. I received an email from Mr. Godwin, I would say a week or two ago, after they were in receipt of notice of today's hearing. The email was, he was very upset that he had to come to today's hearing. I'll leave it there. He was not happy that he had to come to today's meeting, and that's what was conveyed in the email. The reason that we have brought Center Court to the hearing today is because we're requesting an adjudication be entered. I understand that it takes time, and we are more than happy to work with the property managers at that location. But historically speaking, Center Court is one of these locations in our city, unfortunately, where the residents that live there continuously complain about life safety issues. And obviously, as code enforcement, our concern is life and safety issues. We simply would like to ensure that, we're not giving unwarranted extensions, but we are definitely holding them accountable to making the repairs that are necessary.
Your Honor, to also add in reviewing the evidence does support that there is a life, health, safety issue existing at the property and that the violation does exist. And by testimony of the property owner, he is not denied that there is a violation at the property or that it exists. However, he has conceded that he's in the process of making those repairs and may need some additional time due to the COVID pandemic. So the city would request that you enter an adjudication and provide an abatement date that would give a reasonable amount of time for the property owner to make the repairs.
Okay, let me get kind of a timeline here. I have that you were cited on 9/17, but I also have that you were already in the process of working on the property. When did this all this started?
We
hired Swaysland. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
We're going to share the screen, Magistrate, and show you our timeline here.
Yeah.
I have the permanent action up, but it's not giving me the option.
Okay, I don't remember the exact date of the Swaysland contract and when they started work, but it would have been mid-November of 2019.
Okay, give her the timeline.
So, and to correct, the timeline is the violation was open September 11th, 2019.
Okay, that's what I was missing. Okay, go ahead. Scroll down some, let me see.
This is the permit action report. It just shows when the violation was initially generated. As far as December 31st, 2019, another postponement was given to them.
Okay, so we've been at it for about a year.
Yes,
Okay.
been a year since the violation was open.
Okay. And Mr. Godwin, you said you hired the company in
Mid-November of
November
2019.
2019. Okay. And at the time, you said you understood that the timeline to get things done was going to be approximately 12 to 14 months, something like that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're saying, but for COVID, the work would have been completed by now, or at least,
Absolutely.
or at least substantially,
It would have been completed.
would have been completed. Okay.
We're better than half done now, and they stopped going into apartments in early May. I had 2 COVID cases amongst our employees. We had 4 COVID cases amongst tenants, and everyone at the property was highly nervous and apprehensive with everyone being in their apartments.
Okay. And Officer St. Louis, you're saying when you went back for reinspection, when was that?
September 17th, 2020.
Okay, so this month.
Yes.
Okay, and you're saying that you don't see the improvement that Mr. Godwin testified about?
No improvement.
We have picked photos from the final inspection as of September
Crystal,
7th.
I'm sorry. Officer St. Louis, if you would please go back and scroll through the pictures that you showed at the beginning of this. Thank you. That one right there. What you see there is the rebar, excuse me, that is above the balcony line. And what you see is the original paint and then the circles around each of the rebar that has been tap tested and removed by our engineer. That enables them to observe the rebar, assess the level of expansion, assess the level of water absorption in the concrete, and remove all of the concrete that is spalled and may eventually fall onto the residents in the balcony. And that runs throughout the pictures that you've shown. Our guys have been there, they've been doing their work, and they're scared to death to go in the apartments now. And I said 14 months from April till today is 5 months. So yes, I have been held up, and there is a very sound and life safety reason for it, for our tenants and for the employees of Swaysland. Thank you.
Special Magistrate, I mean, you just please let me know, but we have several photos from September 24th, 2020, which is the date of the final inspection.
And if you look at that picture right there, please go back, Officer St. Louis. The picture after that one. That one right there. If you look just to the middle balcony, top left center, you see the same exposed rebar, the same exposed tapping and removal of loose concrete on that balcony and the one above it. I mean, we've been through this thing for the 150 some odd we've done, and we've done the best we can humanly do to protect our residents. And there, if you look at the line, that's cracked off, where we've actually been up on a man lift and can do the facade cracking. What they can't do is reach inside to reach that spall line running through the center of the balcony. That's where we need to get a ladder, be on the balcony, and make the tap test and the loose concrete removal. By your own pictures, you're showing the work that we have done. Thank you. Now, Your Honor,
Yes.
if you look at the period from April 1st to today, April, May, June, July, August, September, we're looking at 6 months as we've now gone into stage 3 of the governor's COVID staging. I would respectfully request to you and the court that we be allowed 6 months to finish this. We will file a building permit that will be done by South Coast Painting and Restoration for all the repairs, and we will get this done as quickly as we are able.
Okay, you're asking for 6 months, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And the state, you're asking for an adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor. Since it does involve the life, health, safety issue impacting several residents at the property, the city would ask for an abatement date. The evidence does support it. By admission of the property owner, the violation most certainly does exist. However, we'll leave it within your discretion as to what period of time you feel reasonable for the property owner to come into compliance.
I mean, based on the testimony that's given, I do find that the violation does exist, but I also do find that the property owners have, done their best considering the circumstances to trying to resolve the violation. I will enter an adjudication, but Mr. Godwin is asking for 6 months, and he believes that the case will be, the work will be completed within 6 months. I will give you the 6 months, Mr. Godwin, and if you need more time, I'll notate my calendar to kind of work with you, because I do believe that your company tried to resolve the violation. You made a good faith effort to do so, and so I will give you the time that you need to get it done. We are concerned because it's a life safety issue, which goes both ways, because we have a life safety issue with COVID, and then we have the situation with the building. So it's kind of like competing against each other. So you have your 6 months.
Your Honor, let me speak to that.
I'm sorry, say that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you made an incredibly important point in that when we started this, before we solicited bids, we had 3 professional engineering companies go up on the balconies to inspect them so that they could create bids to begin this work. And each of those 3 professional engineers said that the balconies were structurally sound, that the spalling was purely cosmetic, and that only small quantities of the material was in danger of, in fact, cracking off the balconies. And we prioritized the balconies because in July of 2019, when we filed our annual balcony inspection with the State Department of Hotels and Restaurants, we took pictures of every balcony. The engineers looked at every balcony when they made their bids, and we prioritized the balconies to start with the absolute worst first. So the 150 that we have left to do are significantly less problematic than the ones we've done. Although, Ms. Warren, we recognize life safety as an issue, and Your Honor, we will absolutely be on this and get it done.
Okay. Can we get an abatement date 6 months out?
Be April 14th.
Okay. Sir, we give you until April 14th by which to resolve the violation. I have said, that I will be lenient in terms of an extension if you need it. But I will also do for now, what is it, April 14th? Is that what we said?
Magistrate, April 14th.
Okay. If the matter is not resolved by the abatement date, sir, there will be a daily fine amount of $1,000. But I did say, notate the file, please, that if there's needs to be an extension, that we will work with Mr. Godwin and his team. Okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
There's one more case on this property.
Oh, okay.
That case is CEEXC 2019-00026, property address 1495 Northeast 18th Avenue. Edby St. Louis is the officer.
Good morning, Your Honor. Court Officer St. Louis. This case is in regards to the exterior painting. It goes hand in hand with the balcony violation. I have to share it.
Go down. Share.
This violation was previously cited on September 11, 2019. This is the permit action screen. This shows that when it was generated. As for the notice of violation, it was mailed and printed out to the property owner.
Yeah, sharing. Click that. Share. Click your permit action. Let me see something.
Let me ask this. Let me save us some time. I'm going to assume here that they're not able to paint the building until the work is done. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so let's just push this matter and let it run, let the two cases run together, and let's just reset it to April 14th.
Will this be tabled, Your Magistrate?
Correct.
Your Honor, that's fine by us.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Are we done with Mr. Godwin, or is there another case?
We're done for today.
All right, thank you, Mr. Godwin. Good luck to you, sir. Okay.
The next case on the agenda is Alan. Give me one moment, please. It's Alan Scott Hotchman, case number CERCV 2020-00008, property address 845 Northeast 134th Street.
And I do have the resident on the call. Mr. Hotchman, I'm going to enable your video and audio. Once you are enabled, please let us know so that we can swear you in. Mr. Hotchman?
Still on mute. Does he need to unmute himself, or you guys need to unmute him?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay, hang on one second. I'm sorry, I'm not very technical.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Is he sworn in?
No, I was not sworn in.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
May I begin?
No, sir. The city will testify first, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Wonderful.
Good morning, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 845 Northeast 134th Street was cited January 23rd, 2020 in reference to a boat that was being stored on the property without the proper administrative variance. The notice to appear was posted on the property. Bear with me just one moment.
Something's going on with the system. Chat's kicking me out.
I got it. No, I gotta scroll down. No, sharing so I can get back to here. The picture of the boat that's on the property. I was trying to pull up this right here so I can show you when the interior is posted.
Record the next thing just without.
Yeah. The notice to appear was posted on September the 17th. And the property was also given a 90-day extension to have the boat removed. I did speak with Mr. Hotchman and also his brother. They had to get someone out to lift the boat to repair the tire in order to move the hitch. And they're going to repair the boat, but the boat still remains on the property.
The extension was granted.
I mentioned that the 90-day extension was granted. Have the boat removed. Magistrate, do you have any questions in reference to the boat?
Karen, I can't hear you. You must speak.
Magistrate, do you have any questions in reference to the case?
Oh, no, I couldn't barely hear you. So I wasn't sure if you were still testifying or if you were trying to pull something up. Okay. All right. So basically they were supposed to apply for and obtain an administrative variance, correct?
Correct.
Or remove the boat in the alternative.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Mr. Hotchman. Okay.
First, I'd like to say the code office was very professional explaining what we had to do and how everything needed to work. So we fully intend to bring this into compliance through either the sale of the boat or applying for an administrative variance. The issue that we had was more of a time issue than anything else because the boat trailer was broken and we had to get that fixed. That's why I had sent you guys a receipt saying I had purchased the tires. My brother and I tried to put on the tires ourselves. I have a heart condition. He's 68 years old and on Social Security. And between COVID, the financial constraints due to the loss of my job, and being able to move it to a repair shop, we had hit time issues. We fixed the trailer, so the trailer is no longer an issue. We had AAA come out and actually do it for us. Didn't know we can do that. I have an appointment for a boat repair shop on October 7th in Hialeah, and we fully intend to bring this into compliance. It's just between the COVID, the loss of a job and everything, it was basically a matter of time running out on us because we're not spring chickens anymore. And so basically, we can get this taken care of if we can just get a 90-day extension. I have the boat going to the repair shop. They're coming to pick it up October 7th, and I'm either going to sell the boat or apply for the administrative variance.
Okay. Any objection to a 90-day extension?
No objections.
All right. So, sir, I do find that the violation exists. I will enter an adjudication. I will give you 90 days by which to resolve the violation. What is the date? 90 days out?
For a tabled case would be January 20th.
Okay. Sir, if the matter is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300. Okay? Do your best to get it done. And if you run into a timing issue, I would suggest that you contact the code enforcement officer.
Thank you very much. You've been very gracious.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
The next case is Douglas A. Downer Rogers, case number CERCV 2020-00011, property address 1199 Northeast 135 Street. Officer Karen Jean Lewis. Yeah, they're in they signed into Q.
If I have,
Yeah, I have called him.
okay.
Anyone present?
Yes, they should be here at the City Hall, going to be utilizing our public computer. I'm going to enable that computer now.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to proceed with giving the oath.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Please state your full name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. Vivian Atkinson.
Can you remove your mask? Lower your mask just a little bit.
Is it possible to keep the shield and maybe remove the mask, or?
Sure, I'll remove it. You can keep the shield on.
But keep the shield.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. Vivian Atkinson.
Okay.
Vivian Atkinson.
Okay. Did you get the name, guys?
Yes, I need to administer the oath to her.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please raise your right hand?
Obviously.
Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say, I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The property 1199 Northeast 135 Street was cited on January 29th to obtain an administrative variance for the boats being stored at the rear of the property.
Yes, ma'am.
The notice to appear was posted on September the 17th at 1:55 p.m. and the property owner was given a 30-day extension on, what is that? They were given an extension on the 21st of February of this year. And as of the final reinspection date, there's no change. The boat still remains on the property. There's actually 2 boats located in the rear. This is one of the boats.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is the second one that's located in the rear.
Presenting the, oh, and then the last year. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No, you could.
All right. Ma'am, do you understand the violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any question that you have for the code enforcement officer, or is there anything that you need to add?
Yes, ma'am. I would just like to say that the boat was my nephew's, and he brought it up and he asked could he keep it in my yard. I can't keep them. And that's the problem I had. And then I was not too well, and then we had that virus thing, and I couldn't find anybody to donate the boat to. It wasn't good enough, and I didn't have a certificate of registration because he found the boat on the side by the keys and asked me if he could keep it up there. I didn't think it'd be that long, but it's been here in my property for a while.
Okay, so you understand the violation, you understand that it has to be removed?
Yes, I have contacted a gentleman, I have it on my phone, it's too small to read, but it's a junk, they pick up things like that, and he's supposed to call from Sheridan. I have it in my phone, may I get it?
No, it's okay, we don't need a name, we just want to make sure that.
There's a place they take it, because they have flat tires, and it was gonna tell me what they would do and how it would cost to take it. I finally found a place that would do it. And that's
Okay.
where I am right now, ma'am.
All right, and do you know when that they're going to do that?
Well, he called me last night and showed me papers if I had to show you, that they're legitimate and everything, and where they're going to take it. And he said he should find out by Thursday.
Okay, all right, so would 30 days work for you?
Yes, ma'am. I'd appreciate it.
All right, so I'll enter an adjudication. I do find that the violation does exist. I will give the property owner 30 days by which to resolve the violation. What is our abatement date?
The abatement date would be October 29th.
Okay, ma'am, you have until October 29th by which to have the boats removed. And if you fail to do that, there's going to be a daily fine amount of $200. Okay? So it's in your best interest to get this resolved. Okay? Because $200 a day adds up. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Hi. Thank you. God bless. That was not bad. Oh, wait, no.
The next case on the agenda is Silver Star Car Wash Incorporated, case number SDNOV 2020-00062. The property address is 12300 West Dixie Highway. The officer is Edme St. Louis.
I have a registration for this property. However, I don't see the owner's name on my list. I do have someone that is dialed in, 305-788-4203. I'm not certain who you are, but if you are on the call reference this property, please click the raise hand feature so that I can enable your video and audio. (788-4203). Can you, I just unmuted you. Are you here on behalf of this property?
Property owner's aware that the violation is closed. Documents were submitted to him and everything.
This case is compliant?
Yes.
Okay, Special Magistrate, the code officer has just advised that the case was complied and the property owner was advised.
Okay, wonderful. All right.
Car?
David Silverman. I spoke to him and everything.
Next
He
case.
wasn't one of the ones that I gave you. My timeline is stuff with him. I can't do the minutes because it's getting stuck. The next case on the agenda is Onville LLC, case number CEEXP 2020-00013. Property address 910 Northwest 124th Street. Wayne Clark is the officer. Should be this one.
And I do have the property owner on the line. I'm going to unmute your audio and give you video access to be sworn in. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, just a second. The officer started sharing the screen before we were able to bring the property owner on the line. Okay, Pradel Vilme, Are you receiving my request to start your video and to unmute yourself?
Yes, hello?
Yes. Pradell, can you?
Yes, I'm trying to unmute the video.
Thank you.
Okay, here it is.
Can you please lower your camera so we can see you, or I think maybe you weren't. Thank you. Okay, we're going to proceed with the oath, Special Magistrate.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Clark.
Wait. Intro.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance.
Click share.
How did it go there? How did it go there?
Go down. Special Magistrate hearing here.
That's already open.
Go down. Keep going. Keep going to new business. Keep going down to find yours on you. Keep going. Right here.
This is a case in reference to exterior paint on the property. The case was opened up on February 4th of 2020. I've talked to the property owner on several occasions. I even met him at the property and showed him exactly what needed to be done. Actually, the touch-up of the front area of the wall, exterior wall of the property, and I believe it included brick paver planter. However, to date, it has not been taken care of, and the property was posted on September 17th, 2020. Proper notification, and that is the status of it thus far. And I would like to show you some photos for the record. Oh, why did I do that? Hold on. I'm coming back. I got it. Got it.
Stop sharing your screen. Screen share.
And just for the record, Mr. Vilme, good morning.
Good morning, Your
Okay,
Honor.
Sir, you don't need an interpreter, correct? I should have asked that from the outset.
No, I don't.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir.
That's the 29th. That's wrong.
How am I getting out of this thing?
You have to click on the tab.
Keep
It's
going down. Right there.
right there now. Okay. Go to photos. I just gotta go to the.
Minimize this. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna share your screen. The agenda. Share.
Agenda share. Okay. I'd like to show the photo of the front of the property, if I will. This is the photo of the front of the property showing deterioration and whatnot.
It's not showing. It's not showing.
Not opening.
It's not showing.
No.
Showing right here.
Did we click on it?
Yes.
I don't see.
Okay, give us a second. I didn't say try another photo. Might give it a second.
It's not, it's showing on.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a delay with this.
Okay. Photos are not open.
I'm going to try to share from my screen.
All right, for the benefit of time, I don't know if I could say that I'm fully aware of the problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm fully aware of the problem. So, however, so I spoke with the code officer, and so we discussed the problem on the date that he said that we spoke about it. However, since,
We're seeing the photos now too.
yes, okay, all right.
Go ahead, sir.
We're dealing with two situations. So the first situation is the tenant that does not want to. The tenant that does not want to grant me access to do the repairs. As you can see in the pictures, going and to take care of that requires for me to pressure clean the property. And since the water bill is on the tenant name, and the tenant doesn't want me to plug on the water, and so to pressure clean the property. And that had happened on the first occasion, so prior to March. And I sent a letter to the tenant since the tenant didn't want to cooperate to let the tenant know that her lease will not be renewed. And so I can proceed with the repairs. And unfortunately, her lease was going to expire on March 31st. And unfortunately, the COVID thing took place. And so there was the moratorium on the evictions. And so I couldn't let the tenant go. And so what had happened, so once I received the notice, and so I tried several times to talk to the tenant, even offer the tenant money for the water. The tenant says I have to come up with my own water. She didn't want to give me access to the water to do the pressure clean and spray paint the property. And as of last week, and I went and begged the tenant to do the job, and she has refused. And so the only solution that we have now is waiting for the moratorium to be lifted and proceed with the evictions and for the job to be done. I understand the aesthetic part of the property. It is my property. I just want it to look good, and also for the city where the property is. But the tenant doesn't understand the repairs, but for them, by not granting me access to do the work, and so I will be punished by the city or by the county, and this is what their aims are.
Okay. City.
Yes, Special Magistrate, he did tell me that he had issues with the tenants on, I believe of this, yesterday I talked to him. And right now, to date, like I say, there's no compliance.
Your Honor, seeing as how the violation, does exist, the evidence does show the violation existing by admission of the property owner that he's aware of the violation, the city would request an adjudication on the case. However, whatever time that the property owner will need to come into compliance, the city has no objection as far as an abatement date. We do understand that due to COVID that he is having some issues removing the tenant and having the ability to fully access the property.
Okay, here's the issue that we're having. I can't enter an adjudication against a property owner that's just told us that he tried to remedy the violation and the tenant is not allowing him access, and he's not able to access our court system to get the tenant out so that he can comply with the city's the city's recommendation?
Your Honor, in response, I believe there's two issues that need to be bifurcated. The first issue is the issue for today is whether or not the violation exists. The city believes that the evidence clearly shows that the violation exists and supports an adjudication, which is what the purpose of today's hearing is. When it comes to abatement, I believe that the property owner's arguments would be relevant at that time. So if Your Honor were to enter an adjudication and abatement date, if the property owner were to come back at that time on the review of the abatement and to find out if there was compliance, then at that time, if the property owner were to come in and say he's having issues removing the tenant, at that time, Your Honor could provide extension as she deems fit at that time. But as far as the purpose of today's hearing, which is to simply find out, does a violation exist at the property as cited by the officer, I believe the city has met its burden for today. And that's why the city has no objection to Your Honor giving whatever time period that the property owner would need to come into compliance.
Is it me or is there feedback somewhere? And
I'm not hearing it on my end.
go ahead. Who is talking?
It appears that the only three mics muted that are unmuted is the respondent, yourself, and the attorney in our office here.
Okay, I was hearing something from. All right, Mr. Vilme.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, based on the evidence presented, I do find that there was a violation. The violation does exist at your property, but I will also notate your testimony in which you indicated that you have tried to resolve the violation, but for the tenant refusing your access to the property and subsequently with COVID, that's why it pushed us to where we are today. I will enter an adjudication because I do find that the violation exists, but sir, I'm going to give you some time. We know that the moratorium on evictions is supposed to be lifted. Actually, what's today, the 30th? How many days is in September? 31?
30.
30. So technically, as of tomorrow, we don't know what the governor is going to decide, but you're supposed to be able to access the court and start evictions trials, but we don't know. But so for now, I will give you 60 days, okay, to be able to start the process of an eviction and hopefully get to the business of taking care of your property. And if there's a need for an extension, we'll notate the file. Again, if there's an extension on the breaks that they have been giving tenants, or I don't know what the governor is going to decide, so we'll take that under advisement as well. So for now, we're giving you 60 days. And what is that abatement date for? So that
November 26th.
November 26th. Okay, sir. And if you're not able to come into compliance as of November 26th, there will be a daily fine amount, sir, of $200. So do your best to come into compliance. And if you need an extension, call and talk to the, I was going to say correction officer, to the code enforcement officer.
All right.
Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Since the tenant is a Section 8 tenant, and then we have to take that into consideration also. And so the repairs can be done within a week, as long because if somebody talks to the tenant to grant me access to the property and to do the job. And so I believe that will help all parties. And so is there anyone in your power that can be done to contact the tenant and for the tenant to grant me access to do the repairs. That will be very helpful.
I don't know if they have that power. I don't know if the code enforcement, I'll let the city answer that.
We couldn't hear the question. Do you mind repeating the question, sir?
He wanted
Yes.
to know if there's anyone with the power to be able to talk to the tenant to allow him access.
No.
Day in the beginning, Special Magistrate, when I talked to them, I came upon this violation in reference to a complaint from the tenant prior to this. And I told them that I would get that straightened out. I think it was about some rodents or something. So at that time, I inspected the whole property and I asked them, was there any other concerns or issues that they had? And I asked them, I actually told them that I would go ahead and it needed painting on the outside from what I can see from my inspections. And there were some other things going on there, other violations and whatnot. And they were in agreement at that time. They didn't have an issue with it because they said that it needed to be taken care of. Now, thereafter, between him and the tenant gaining access to the property, it became an issue with the water bill because they're responsible for the water bill. However, I wouldn't have a problem, talking to them in good faith again to let them know that it's in their best interest to have the property taken care of and looking good.
Right.
If that is not a problem with my superior.
We can try to coordinate. It sounds like the officer has contact with the tenant. So, sir, we'll work on seeing if we can get them to, or we can coordinate a meeting to get inside the property.
Okay, I will appreciate it. And
Thank you.
because it's to my best interest to have the property aesthetically looking good. And I know also it's to the city's interest to have the property looks good also. And I will do all my effort and to see even myself, because I try to call them, they don't answer my call. And
Understood.
so, yes, but I don't want to fight with them. I don't want, because it's before, anytime I try to open my mouth to say one word, they took that word and blew it and started renting. And this word only, and I say renting, and there is a close word in Creole. That's a close word, and they interpreted it as a Creole word. That means it's I told them a bad word, and I had to write it down for them. It's renting, R-A-N-T-I-N-G, and so they still said I said something else. And for that, I try not to open my mouth to say anything whenever they are renting or say anything. And I close my mouth and not to talk to them, just to avoid further problem.
Okay, so the city's going to assist. The city's going to assist, with the communication and trying to help you to get this matter resolved. Okay. Thank you, sir, and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So now I'm doing it right?
Next case.
The next case is EV Properties Group, case number CEBMP 2020-00001, property address 805 Northeast 134th Street. The officer is Karen Jean Lewis.
Okay.
I have Viola Viola here on behalf of the property. I'm going to allow you access to audio and video. Once you've signed in, please let us know so that we can administer the oath.
Thank you. Trying to get you set up.
Thank you.
That's right now.
Rose Viola, can you hear me? There we go.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Very well. Please state your full name in relationship to this property.
Eros Viola, property owner. And my name is Agostino Pizzattini, the general contractor. Property address 805 Northeast 134th Street.
I'm going to administer the oath to you. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 805 Northeast 134th Street was cited for work that was done without a permit. They installed new windows and doors to the property without first obtaining a permit. The violation was originally cited. They were originally cited on January the 3rd of this year, when the case was previously adjudicated. They had to abate by May 13th, 2020 and obtain a permit. Here is a screenshot of the Eden printout. On February the 18th of this year, they did submit an application, but it still has not been approved, which is why we're here today, because they still don't have the after the fact permit. And this is a picture of the windows that were installed at the property. The notice to appear was posted on September the 18th at 10:01 a.m.
All right, you said they submitted the application?
Yes, but it still has not been approved. They just submitted an application. There's no permit issued. The violation was for them to obtain the after the fact permit for the windows and doors that were installed at the property.
And when was the application submitted?
It was submitted February 18th, 2020. And they had until May, hold on one second, tell you the exact date. They had until May the 13th of this year to abate that violation.
Okay, I'm a little confused. So they submitted their application to the city, correct?
Correct.
So the city has the application, correct?
Department does, correct.
Okay, and the city is the one who has to issue the permit. Do we know why it was not issued?
Paperwork to get the permit.
Huh? You wanted to say something, Mr. Viola?
Yes, if I may. So the only issue that we had, basically, the application was issued, the city made some comments. The comments were given to the architect that we hired to do the drawing. However, because of the pandemic, like everybody else, we haven't had much luck in getting a response out of the architect. Lately, about the last 2 weeks, he's come back and replied through email saying that he's another gentleman and he does not want to go out to the property to take the measurements to comply with the city's comments. Mm-hmm. We gave the gentleman about another 2 weeks to see if he wants to do it. Otherwise, we asked him a refund because we need to move with another firm. Truth be told, all we're asking for is a little bit more time, either to hire a new firm or give an opportunity to the architect we currently have to finish the job he started.
Okay, and how many days you're asking for?
If I could get 90 days, that would be, I think, all we need to complete this process.
Okay, does the city have any objections to 90 days? Does the city has any objection?
Special Magistrate, I would just say on behalf of the city that our building department has been open the entire time. This case was, the property owner was cited for work that was already done. This is an after the fact permit. I don't believe that any citations were issued on behalf of this, which is, which in this case, I mean, I would request at least in 30 days, we see where they are it's been quite some time already at this point. So I would request 30 days.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, sir.
the only reason that it can be done in 30 days is because the city comments on the drawing, they wanted a full interior layout of the apartment, of the house. Even though this is only a permit for windows, so technically we're only required to show egress, but the for a full layout.
I'm sorry, you got cut off. Sir, you got cut off. I missed an entire statement.
So the comments we received in order to get the permit approved was to show a full layout of the interior of the property. The original drawings that we had submitted for the architect was just the exterior for the windows with the load the calculation. I'm not sure I'm able to get him back in there in 30 days to complete the drawings. That's the reason why I'm asking 90 days.
Okay. All right. Is it occupied or unoccupied?
It's occupied.
It's occupied?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you want 90 days. The city wants 30. I'll do 60. I'll enter an adjudication. I'll give you 60 days. And that brings us to November 26th. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Magistrate, the case was already adjudicated.
Oh, that's right. Okay, then. All right. So strike the adjudication. That's what I said. All right. So let's give Mr. Viola 60 days, which brings us to November 26th, sir.
Yes.
We have till November 26th.
Your magistrate, that would be an abatement date. We would have to give him one of the hearing dates.
November
Case, which would be December 3rd.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's December 3rd.
Barely you. Can you please repeat?
Go ahead, Madam Clerk, because we keep breaking up. Go ahead, repeat it so he can hear you.
If you're tabling this case to give him
Yes.
more time, the date of the hearing would be December the 3rd.
Correct, but give him the abatement date.
The abatement date would be November 26th.
Okay. Do you understand, Mr. Viola? Sir, did you hear?
I'm sorry.
I apologize, but it's really breaking up. Barely. Did you allow us 60 days, Your Honor?
60 days. You have until November 26th. Did you hear that, sir?
60 days, right?
Correct.
60 days.
November 26th is your abatement date.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next case.
The next case is Chanel Simonville, case number CEWWC 2019-00113, property address 1450 Northeast 140th Street. The officer is Edme St. Louis.
The property owner is here on behalf of this case. Chanel Simonville, I have given you video and audio access. Once you are enabled, please let us know so that we can administer the oath.
I am here.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give on these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Good morning, sir. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Chanel Simonville, property owner.
Okay.
Good morning. Court Officer St. Louis with the City of North Miami. This violation was issued back October 11th, 2019. It's in regards to the repair of the roof. As per, give me 1 second. As per notice, the AOS was posted for the magistrate on September 17, 2020 at 1:22 p.m.
Just a moment, Magistrate. We're having a delay with the exhibit showing on the screen.
As per the property owner, I do have proof showing that a claim was submitted where he did hire an adjuster. However, as of the final recheck, which was September 24th, give me 1 second.
Wait, you have a box.
I have a letter here showing where he did submit something explaining, is it showing? Saying that there is an adjuster working on the case, but as of September 24, 2020, which was the final recheck, there's still a roof on the tarp, and I don't know how far along the adjuster was able to get with the property.
Can you show the pictures?
Okay. Mr. Simonville?
Yes, so we did hire an attorney to go to court because the insurance company is not trying to work with us. Mm-hmm. However, due to COVID-19, everything was closed. The courthouse was closed. So all we need just additional time to go to court. That's pretty much, that's all I'm asking for.
Okay. All right. So your attorney's working with you, trying to get, what is it? Insurance? Homeowners insurance to pay? Okay. It usually takes a while, so.
Yes. Plus, due to COVID-19, everything pretty much has been backed up. So we just wait for the courthouse to open, so we get the ball rolling.
All right. So based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also, this is a first time up, right?
Yes.
Correct.
I will enter an adjudication and then I will give you 90 days. And what is the abatement date, clerk?
It would be January 13th.
All right. So you have until January 13th. Inform your attorney. If there's a need for an extension, you need to talk to the officer. But for now, I have you till January 13th, by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, sir, there will be a daily fine amount of $300. Any questions?
Is there any way we could extend it for 6 months, just in case?
I want to say, let's come back in 90 days and see where we are in the process. Okay?
No problem.
And then we'll go, unless the city, does the attorney have anything to add?
The city agrees with Your Honor's ruling. The 6 months is too far out. We would rather get a report sooner.
Okay. So let's do 90 days, Mr. Simonville, and let's see where we are in the process. And if you need more time, and then we'll take that on at that hearing. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
The next case on calendar is Diane Harding, case number CEWWC 2019-00067. Property address 1165 Northeast 131 Street. The officer is Edme St. Louis.
Special Magistrate, we do have someone here at City Hall on behalf of this property. We're going to swear him in before the officer starts presenting her case.
Okay.
And Mr. Young.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do. Thank you.
Sir, please state your full name. Please state your full name in relationship to the property.
I'm Alan Reese Hargot. The property is my mom's property. I'm her son.
Okay.
She's currently in the hospital right now. She should be getting released tomorrow. I'm just here to actually ask for an extension so we can hire someone to get that work done that you guys are asking for.
I didn't hear the last part. I hear you said your mom is in the hospital and you said something about tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am, she is.
What did you say?
We're looking for someone. I've been down to the permit office and I've got the request for the permit. I just haven't hired anyone yet to do the work.
Okay, I understand. All right, let me allow the officer, the code enforcement officer, to present her case, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Thank you.
Are you guys on mute? Because I can't hear anything.
Am I on mute?
You guys were on mute.
Sorry about that. We gotta go back from the start.
All right, you have to start over because we didn't hear you.
This is Court Officer St. Louis. The initial violation was issued back June 20, 2019. Violation was mailed to the property owner. AOS for this magistrate hearing was posted handed to Miss Elizabeth, which was 9/17/2020 at 12 p.m. The initial pictures showing the roof damage and the soffit damage. As for the property owner, they had multiple violations. I do see the progress. However, I was made aware that the father had passed due to COVID and that Ms. Diane has been in the hospital. As for the final recheck, the property was painted, the junks from the property were removed. The only issue now is to repair the roof and the soffit. This is the pictures from the final recheck.
All right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You stated that you were working with someone to get the permit, you said?
No, I went down and requested a permit application. I've not hired a company yet for them to fill that out and turn that in.
You said you're waiting for them to fill it out and return it?
I haven't found anybody yet. I haven't found anybody.
Oh, okay.
I've been furloughed from my job, so I gotta find the cheapest person I can find.
Okay, so you haven't hired anyone yet.
Correct.
You're in the process.
For the permit.
Say that one more time?
I have the application. I've been down to the permit place and I've got the application.
And got the application. Understood. Okay. All right. So, and my condolences.
Thank you.
And your mom, you said she's still in the hospital?
Yes, hopefully tomorrow she'll be out, so hopefully.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you some time to get it done, you know, considering everything that you're going through or have been through.
Thank you so much.
I'll give you 90 days.
That's perfect, thank you.
Okay, so I'll enter an adjudication. I'm giving property owners 90 days by which to resolve the violation. I believe your abatement date is January 13th. Would that be correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Okay. Your abatement date, you have until January 13th, sir.
Thank you.
You know, we want to see progress. So once we see that you are, you know, doing what needs to be done, you're in the right path. And if we have to extend the time, we'll do so.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir. So adjudication, abatement date, January 13th, daily fine amount, $300. All right. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
Okay. Good luck to you and your mom, and have a good day.
I appreciate your guys' help. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is Cedmp Sweet Bakery Incorporated. There are 3 cases for this particular property. The first case we will hear is CEMIS 20200001, property address 13695 West Dixie Highway. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer.
And I do have a resident here on behalf of the property, or a property owner here. I just gave video access. I'm going to unmute your line now. Please let us know once your audio is accessible so that we can administer the oath.
Yes. Hang on.
Did you receive the invite for your video?
Yes, I see the invite. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand so I can administer the oath? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, please state your full name in relationship to the property.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Marcel Denis. I'm the properties manager.
Okay.
Good morning, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 13695 West Dixie Highway was cited under CEMIS 2020-00001 to renew the expired permits for the sign replacement at the building. I made contact with the property owner. I've spoken to him several times in reference to the property and the violations that are at the property. The notice to appear was posted on September 17, 2020 at 2:30 p.m. And this is a screenshot of our Eden system. And as of the last reinspection date on September 24th, there is still no new permit for the expired sign repair. There's been no change as it pertains to this violation.
You said the sign expired in 2013?
Yes. I received a complaint for the property in reference to, hold on, let me pull up the other violation so you can see what the initial complaint was in reference to. One moment. The initial complaint was in reference to the exterior of the property, and you'll see in the other pictures where the signs that existed before were damaged. And when I did a Eden search of the property, I observed that they had a permit to repair the signs. However, the permit had expired. And per the city code, in the event that you have a permit to do work, if the permit is expired, you cannot continue the work. So as you can see, the sign around the property are damaged and the property needs painting. And the most recent, when I most recently spoke with the property owner, he advised that he was stalled in the process of obtaining the permits. Things are moving forward. I think he made contact with, if not an architect or engineer that's going to develop the plans, and he's going to come back to the city to apply. But as of the final reinspection date, there has been nothing put in the system yet.
Judge, if I may,
Yes, sir.
our contractor just filed for the permit, actually. There were some details that had to be worked out between the contractor and the architect, which has since been worked out. So the application for the permit has been filed, and we are waiting approval from the city.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, they did not give us a receipt to evidence the filing. We were told that we can just go online and see that it has been filed. That's what we were instructed.
Okay. Are you able to see anything on your end, officer?
No, as of the final reinspection date, which was the 24th, that was the last time I looked in the Eden software to see if there was any changes.
Okay.
No, the permit was filed. The request for the permit was filed yesterday, the 29th, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, based on the evidence presented, I do find that the violation does exist. You said that it was just filed yesterday, so.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Say technically, let's do it. Let's reset 30 days. I mean, not reset. Go ahead, sir.
With the 30 days simply to verify whether it has been filed, or 30 days to abate?
Well, 30 days, I wanted to see where we are in 30 days. You said you just filed yesterday, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I just wanted to come back within 30 days to see where we are in the process.
Very well.
I do find that the violation does exist. I do enter an adjudication, reset 30 days. I don't know why I keep saying reset. Abatement, but wait a minute. Okay, now I understand what the gentleman is asking. Hold on. He can't renew it without first obtaining the permit, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so giving him 30 days is not going to abate, is not going to resolve the issue. I am entering an adjudication, so can we do 60 days?
Okay.
I don't think 60 days would work, Your Honor. Maybe 90 days.
Well, did your architect tell you how long it will take to fix the sign?
Well, the issue, according to him, we had to refile the set of plans that previously were approved. So the plans had to be refiled for the city to actually give us an approval on the plans as well. That's why I think 60 days may not be enough.
Okay, so enter an adjudication, 90 days, which brings us to January 13th. That's your abatement date.
Okay.
And if it's not resolved by the abatement date, sir, there will be a daily fine amount of $200.
Magistrate, is this going to be for all three cases?
We didn't get to the all three cases. I don't know what's going on with the others. Is it the same?
Related, yes. The second case, which is CEPAC 2020-00001, is to paint the property. And then the other one is the CESUM 2020-001 to repair or replace the damaged signs throughout. So in order for him to even begin the work, he would first have to obtain the permit for the first violation in order to do the other two.
Okay. All right. So we'll reset the other two for 90 days. To allow all three cases to run together.
Thank you.
The abatement date for that would be January 13th for 3 months.
Very well.
Okay. All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Charles Johnson and Cassandra, case number CEWWC 2019-00116, property address 12505 Northwest 13th Avenue. Wayne Clark is the officer.
It does appear that we have Charles Johnson on the call today. Mr. Johnson, I have given you video and audio access.
Good morning, sir.
I'm sorry, before you proceed, Magistrate, Mr. Johnson, I'm not certain that we received the registration, so I just want to confirm that you are here on behalf of the property that was just called out by the clerk. Can you confirm that that is your property?
He's still muted.
Yes, I sent him an invitation to unmute himself.
Mr. Johnson, can you hear us? Please unmute yourself. Okay, great.
Can you confirm
Go ahead,
that
sir.
you're here, Mr. Johnson, on behalf of property?
12505 Northwest 13th Avenue.
He's muted again.
You muted yourself again, sir.
Yes, it's my property.
Okay.
Sir, I have to administer an oath to you. Can you please raise your right hand?
It looks like you have, Mr. Johnson, two devices on.
Yeah.
One of them you can only use one for audio. Otherwise, there will be feedback. Okay, we'll move forward with the oath.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Where's my officer? I can't see him on the
He's here. Go ahead, Wayne.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. This,
Minimize the screen, Wayne, and go to share screen. I'll do it. Let me do it.
I got it. There you go. City North Miami Code Compliance, Wayne Clark. This case was in reference to a roof in disrepair. I believe this case was already adjudicated. But today the top is still on the, what is that, the roof?
I got it. Just look at it.
And I'd like to show the pictures.
Wait, just look at the screen. I'm doing it already over here.
Okay. The property was posted with good notice on September 17, 2020 for this hearing. And I believe you tabled the case. I'd like to resubmit the photo for the record so you may recollect your memory of this case. I don't know why they keep going upside down. I really don't.
We apologize for the sideways photo here, Special Magistrate, but the photo is on the screen.
This is the photo of the property right here. It's still the same. I believe he probably replaced the tarp maybe once since then. Today, no compliance. I let him explain exactly, what the issue is, why it's not in good repair to date.
All right, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, you know why we're here, correct?
For the tarping on my roof?
Correct. Sir, what's going on? What has been going on with that?
Okay, what's going on with this case is that I'm waiting on the insurance, okay? The last time I was in court, I'm still waiting on the insurance to respond back to me so I can repair my roof because I don't have the money to repair the roof. If you guys have a plan where I can get in so I can get my roof repaired, that'd be great. But right now, I'm still waiting on my insurance. They sent me a letter the other day saying that they'll be cutting the check, but I'm still waiting on them to send the check out so I can get my roof repaired. I already got a contractor to repair my roof. I'm just waiting on the insurance money to give me the money so I can get it done.
All right, this thing.
You know,
You're saying that you have already settled with them and they're supposed to be issuing your a check?
the insurance company, the mortgage company, the insurance company sent the check to my name and the mortgage. Right. So I'm waiting on the mortgage and the insurance to release me the funds so I can get my roof repaired.
Okay. All right. And you already have a contractor, you said?
I already have a contractor.
Okay.
But I just need the funds.
Okay. All right. Mr. Clark, would you say 60 or 90 days?
90. Please.
Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. Sir, I will give you 90 days. Hopefully by then everything will be done, repaired, will be complete. That brings us to January 13th. That's your abatement date. If this matter is not resolved by the abatement date, sir, there will be a daily fine amount of $250.
Okay.
So it's in your best interest to try to push, the insurance or the mortgage company and trying to get it done and, push the work forward. If we see that there's progress being made, and if you need more time, we'll address it at the time.
Well, ma'am, all this time I've been pushing the insurance company. I've been calling every other day. I was calling my insurance company, my mortgage company, so they can release the check. Mm-hmm. That's what I've been doing.
Okay.
All right. Not unless I can get you guys to intervene with the mortgage company and the insurance company on my behalf.
The city doesn't have that kind of power.
Well, I don't have the power to make them go, give me the money. So I'm doing the best I can.
All right. So keep us informed, stay in touch with the code enforcement officer and let him know where you are in the process.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I've been trying to get in contact with Mr. Wade, Mr. Clark, but I need a number where I can call him so I'll be able to talk to him. If he can provide me a number where I'll be able to contact him, that would be greatly.
Sure, we'll provide you a city cell. Wayne, can you give me your city cell, please?
That would be 786.
Hold up, 786.
498.
498.
6913.
6913. And I thank you so much, Mr. Clark.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Have a good day.
Everybody be blessed and be safe.
Too.
All right.
Thank you.
I at least pulled it up to the next
The next case on the agenda is Dalgis Pennon, case number CEB CR 2019-00010, property address 741 Northeast 141 Street. The officer is Karen Jean Lewis.
We do have someone here at City Hall that will be giving testimony on behalf of this property. I'm going to activate that camera now so that we can administer the oath.
Good morning. Still on mute. You're on mute.
Hi, good morning. This is the interpreter, the Creole interpreter.
Okay, thank you. We hear you, interpreter. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
All right. Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I need to administer the oath, please.
Mr. who?
Ms. Pennon, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Please state your full name. What is your full name and what is your relationship to this property?
I'm the owner. My name is Dalgis Pennon.
Okay. All right.
Good morning, Code Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 741 Northeast 141 Street was cited to obtain an administrative variance for the boat being stored on the property. This is the picture of the boat being stored on the property. The notice to appear was posted to the property on 9/17/2020 at 3:06 p.m. I've been in constant communication with the property owner, Mrs. Pennant, in reference to the boat. Time was given to her in order to obtain the administrative variance. Upon the final reinspection, which was September 24th, I know she did submit an application to the Community Planning and Development Department. I was in communication with Isaiah. The application is on file, but it's still not completely approved until they go out and inspect and make sure that the boat is properly parked, it's on a paved surface as such. So that is why we're here today, because as of the final reinspection date, everything that she needed to do to be in compliance was not done, which was to apply and obtain the permit and make sure it's in accordance with the city code.
All right, Mrs. Pennant?
Yes?
Did you hear the testimony of the code enforcement officer?
Yes, the work is done. And the only reason we don't have everything finished is because community planning needs to go and inspect. But everything is done already. I already paid for it. The paved surface is finished, and the boat is not visible from the street.
Okay. If I hear you correctly, you said everything is done except for reinspection?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so.
I'm sorry to interrupt. The inspection by the department to see that everything was done according to code.
Okay, so inspection by the department, by the city?
Yes, the Community Planning Development Department. That's the department I was referring to. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So basically, well, I'm hoping that will happen within 30 days, right?
I hope that they do it. I sent them an email and I copied Inspector Karen in that, Inspector Jean-Louis, requesting the inspection 3 days ago. I mean, I told them in the email, please, do the inspection, so I don't have to go to a hearing since everything is done. It could have been done because they are very busy, I guess.
Okay. I think I heard her. I think she's saying that she's waiting for them to come out and do the inspection.
All right.
Okay. And you said you emailed them to come do the inspection prior to
If you want to, I can send you a copy of the email.
You can send it to the city attorney, not me.
Mr. Jean-Louis has that email too. I copied her.
Okay. All right. So what is it the city asking?
An adjudication.
Also, is that a question for me?
No.
No, not you. City.
The property was cited since October 24th of 2019. And as of the final reinspection date, we're still not in compliance.
Hold on, you guys are speaking over each other. All right, are you done, officer? Officer, are you done speaking?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Mrs. Warren.
I believe the officer is asking for an adjudication because of the length of time that it has taken to get to this point. And there's no way to know how much longer it will be for the property owner to come into compliance. So that's why we're asking for an adjudication at this point.
I can enter an adjudication. My issue is the rest of it in terms of when the community development folks are going to be out there to do their inspection.
Correct. So we'd ask for an adjudication, and then it would be up to the property owner to come into compliance by whatever abatement date that you give her. I would also advise the property owner to let community planning and development know that, this case now has gotten to the point where an adjudication has been entered, and to see what can be done to expedite the inspection process for this property.
All right, so ma'am, I will enter an adjudication because I do find that. Sure, go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'm all against the adjudication. The situation with this property was delayed because of a quarantine. We were ready to do everything and we were stopped. I have the email to prove it, saying that I couldn't do anything till the quarantine was finished. As soon as the quarantine finished, I proceeded. How can you ask for adjudication? This is not my fault. I mean, I have done everything and I have been in contact during the quarantine with the inspector. I have done my best. The situation is solved. Why should you ask for an adjudication that is going to cost the city time and money when I already requested the inspection and it's not my fault that it has not been performed?
You want to respond?
Okay, yeah, a little bit closer.
No response, Your Honor. I'm simply advocating the position of our code compliance department, and their position is that the case has strung along for quite some time, and that's why they're asking for an adjudication at this point.
Okay. All right, ma'am, just let me clarify things and explain it to you. The adjudication is the fact that the violation exists. At the time when you were issued the violation, it had already, I'm sorry, something came through. When the officers went out there, you were already in violation. So that's what I'm entering an adjudication. But I do take into account the fact that you have, your testimony today is that you have taken steps to remedy the violation. And what I am doing is giving you more time. I will enter an adjudication, but I'm giving you more time to get it done because I understand you're saying you're waiting for community development to come out and inspect the work. And so I'm giving you about 60 days. I was going to say 30, but since it's out of your hands for now, since they haven't come out yet, I'm giving you an additional 30 days so that by the time they come out, if there's any things that you need to do in addition to what you have already done, at least within 60 days, you would have come up into compliance. And so it's an adjudication, 60 days, daily fine amount, 200. What this means is if by the time we come back in 60 days, which brings us to November 26th, is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Okay, November 26th is your abatement date. The hearing for, when is the hearing date for that month?
December the 3rd.
December the 3rd. So if you are already in compliance, then all you have to do is contact the code enforcement officer. And then you won't have to appear. If you are in compliance and everything is up to code, then you won't have to attend the hearing.
May I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I wasn't against the present hearing today, and I told that to Inspector John Lewis, because I already fixed everything. We're waiting for the inspection. I shouldn't be here wasting the whole morning fixing something that is already fixed. And now we're going to prolong this 60 days. What an adjudication means. That you're saying that there is a violation that I did fix, which I already did. So that's why I don't like it, because I already fixed the violation. The inspection has not taken place, but that is not my fault.
Ma'am, I understand that. Maybe I wasn't clear in terms of what this is about. What I told you is that whether or not the violation exists or existed, when the notice was issued. So what I do find is that you were in violation. I understand that you have taken. I understand that your testimony is that you have taken steps to remedy the violation. But at the time you were cited, you were in violation. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing further, we're done.
I'm sorry, I have a question. That adjudication entitles a lien on the property.
Not at this point, no. This is something we will address later on if you're not in compliance by the abatement date.
The compliance will include removing the boat in case or everything I did is not satisfying to code compliance.
Correct.
It could be yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
The next property has 3 cases. It's for Jessica Alston. The first case we'll be calling is CEIBY 2019-000157, property address 1140 Northwest 125 Street. The officer is Wayne Clark.
We do have Ms. Alston here at the city. We're just waiting on staff to enable the computer and the audio.
Okay. Just for the record, after we handle these 3 cases, we're going to take a short recess because I need to use the ladies' room.
No problem, Magistrate. If Ms. Alston can step forward so that we can administer the oath. Okay. You're unmuted. Yes. We can hear you, Aaron.
You can? Okay. Yes. And you can pull the mask down if you'd like. And you can, you don't have to say anything, you just respond to whatever they're asking, okay?
Ms. Alston, can you please raise your right hand so I can administer an oath? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give on these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Jessica Alston, owner.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I'll show you a screen.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. Now, this case is in case of an operable vehicle where she was cited some time ago, and it was tabled on March 18, 2020. Today, the car is still there. I'd like to submit the photo for the record. Hopefully it's upright. No. I don't know. I do apologize why my photos are sideways. But the car is still, in fact, in the same position. It's been quite a while. She hasn't called me to show that the car is operable. To date, the vehicle is still there on the property. I know it's hard to see because I can see it standing in front of the property much better than what the picture depicts. However, there is flat tires on the vehicle as it's been sitting there for an indefinite amount of time. Let me see if I can you flip that to here?
No, you can't.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. Was that your question?
Yes, so that's the situation with the vehicle. It's still there. I know it's hard to see what the tire flat, like I said before, but the car is still in the same position as it was when it was initially cited.
Okay. Mrs. Alston? Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, what's going on with that car?
I need help with moving the car, and I'm working on it. I ask you to please get it into the area out. I have Saturday repair.
I'm having a hard time, guys. Am I the only one?
Austin, if you can lower your mask just a little bit, please, and step closer to the computer so that we can hear you.
If you want to lower your mask a little bit so they can hear you. There you go. I'm Saturday repair. I'm depending on other people to create for me, and they're not going to get in the principal.
I cannot hear her. She's elderly. I'm not going to ask her to remove her mask.
I put it up. I said let's help you in the car, but I'm working on getting it removed.
Okay, I think you're working on it, you're working on getting it removed. That's what you said, right, ma'am?
Repair.
What happened now?
What happened?
Ms. Austin,
what was the last thing she said?
She's working on getting it removed.
Okay, that's what repaired?
Yes, repaired.
Repair. Oh, you working on it getting repaired. Okay. Okay. You can stop shaking your head, ma'am. Okay. All right. So you're working on it getting repaired. It's been, what is wrong with it? Do you know, other than the tires? Because it's been a year. Well, actually over a year. Mrs. Alston?
Yes.
Okay. So in addition to the flat tires, what else is going on with that car? Because it's been ongoing for about a year.
I'm trying to place the key.
I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Is there any way that Aaron can help her out?
Ms. Austin, you have to speak clearly so that we can hear you.
Who's talking to me now?
It's Crystal, Ms. Austin. It's Crystal, Ms. Austin. You have to speak clearly so that we can hear you. I understand you're emotional. I just need you to speak clearly so the magistrate can hear you.
I temporarily misplaced the keys. I don't know what to do. It's okay now.
Can she tell,
Okay. Do you have a mechanic? Do you have somebody you're working with that's helping you, Miss Alston?
I don't want to help me yet.
What was that?
Aaron, can you hear what she's saying? Can you?
Someone that promised to help her.
there you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
She has someone that promised to help her.
Okay. And is this your vehicle, ma'am?
Yes.
All right.
It's registered and insured. It's not, it's registered and insured. It's registered and insured, she said.
It's registered what?
It's registered and insured, she said.
Registered and insured. Okay. Thank you.
Current plate.
Huh?
Current plate, license plate.
You said current plates?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mrs. Alston, I hate doing this, but go ahead.
Ms. Special Magistrate, and on another note, we have been getting complaints from several residents around their condition of the property with the vehicle, in addition to the other upcoming cases. So we may want to take that into consideration.
Okay. And is it being heard today, you said?
Yes, he has two more companion cases.
All right, so I'll take it individually. Ma'am, for this matter, because this has been going on for over a year, I do find that the violation exists. I find in favor of the city, ma'am. I'm entering an adjudication because something has to give. You have to decide if you're going to fix the vehicle or if you're going to donate it. But you have to make a decision, okay? Since July 2019, we're now in September 2020. And, I do understand the period of time during COVID, but you have to make a decision in terms of what you're going to do with that car, okay? It cannot stay there in that inoperable condition. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am entering an adjudication. I am giving you, I don't know what's going on with the other two cases, so let's just say 60 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and ma'am, if they're gonna give you the abatement date, I believe it's November 26th. If it's not resolved by the abatement date, and resolved means, so we can be clear on it. I'm sorry? I didn't hear what you said.
I actually tell that I can hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Not that loud. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to clarify for you what my ruling is. Within the next 60 days, I need you to either get this vehicle fixed. You have to listen to me, ma'am. You either get it fixed or you get it removed. Okay, I see you're shaking your head, so you understand. All right, if we have to come back in 60 days and this is not resolved, ma'am, you're going to have a daily fine amount of $100. Do you understand? Okay. All right, let's call your next case.
The next case is CENUS 2020-00111, property 1140 Northwest 125 Street. Wayne Clark is the officer.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami, code compliance. Let me pull up. Thank you. Yes, this case is in reference to a nuisance property, whereas the property is severely overgrown in the rear of the property, which is attracting vermin. Reference to the neighboring residents, they say that they are getting raccoons, rats, and all sorts of rodents coming onto their property due to the overgrowth. And to date, it's still the same, maybe a little worse than it was initially when the violation was opened up. And on my final recheck on last week, it's still the same condition. There should yeah, go down. There's a couple of more. Maybe the one at the end. Yeah, that's her property there.
Oh my God, Mrs. Alston. Alston?
Alston, yes.
Okay. We don't know what's growing in there.
It's
Ma'am?
completely covered.
Speak clearly, ma'am, if you can. What did you say?
I have a lot of trees, Judge.
I didn't hear that.
Sounds like she said she has a lot of trees.
Aaron, if you can just repeat, please.
She has a lot of trees, she said.
You have a lot of trees. Okay, we can see that. It's a lot going on there, and we're asking you to. Are we asking her to trim? Or are we asking her to? Let me review the violation again. Where is it? So tell us, Mr. I'm sorry, Officer Clark.
Yes.
Tell her exactly what it is that she needs to do to be in compliance. Because it looks like more than just trimming, but I'll let you explain to her what needs to be done.
Right. Now the notice. That'll work. That'll work. Give me a second, please. Okay, it says please address the severe landscape at the rear of the property, overgrowth attracting vermin and wildlife. Also empty all containers with water as it attracts mosquitoes. Your property should be in good appearance at all times. Please comply and call the code officer for the reinspection.
Okay, so does that include cutting trees? Does that include trimming? What does that include? So that she understands clearly what needs to be done to be in compliance.
Well, it's actually called like what we would call in the lawn service business a complete clean out. She needs to clear it out some, whereas you can, whereas natural air can go through, and whereas it is visibly in good appearance. So basically, she needs to do all the above: trim, cut, remove, clean up, empty buckets of water.
It's damaging the fence.
And so on. That's another case.
All right. And you did you hear that, Mrs. Alston? Okay, ma'am. All right. So again, we're going to allow the cases to run together. So I'm giving you 60 days to get that done as well. Okay? Okay, ma'am. And again, if it's not resolved within that 60 days, you know that you're going to have another fine, a daily fine amount just for that. That's another $100. Do you understand? Okay, ma'am. Thank you. I understand you have a third case. She has another case?
Yes.
One more.
The last case on the property is CEFAW 2019-001-71.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This case is a reference to an easy fix of a damaged portion of the fence. Actually was in the prior photo reference to complaint from the neighbors. The property was posted with good notice, as you see it September 17, 2020. And the fence was asked to be repaired on the property on the east side, where it is falling over into the neighbor's property. I guess the fence
the trees are pushing against the fence, probably.
Exactly. Became in disrepair because of the severe overgrowth. And actually, she would just only have to, from what I see, reconnect that pole there, which she would have to take care of the landscape. first, I would suspect, before she can reattach.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, we didn't hear you.
I was talking to the lady here.
Okay, so you're gonna fix the fence and you're probably after the trimming and tree removing and cutting and, the landscaping, that's probably after, once that's resolved, then you're gonna be able to fix your fence, okay? Because the tree and everything is pushing up against your fence. So once you fix that, the first problem, then you'll be able to fix the next one. So we're going to allow all three of your cases to run together. And so it will be, 60 days for this case as well.
I don't know, that's my son, shared with my neighbors. I don't put that in serious with me and my neighbors. I don't understand how that thing becomes my responsibility. Is that right, please? You understand?
I'm sorry?
She said that that she didn't install the fence and she believes that it's the fence that she shares with her neighbor.
Okay.
Oh, well, on record, Miss Special Magistrate, we did do our research and found that she did have that fence replaced. I believe with the permit, I believe it was back in 2011, or it might have been 2009. I'm not sure about the year, but it is on record that fence was replaced or repaired by her.
Okay.
So it is her fence.
All right. Mrs. Alston, it's your fence. Based on the city's records, it's yours. And so once you resolve the issues with the landscaping, then you're able to resolve the issues with your fence, okay? So you'll have 60 days to do that as well. You understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So just that part, just reset that one for 60 days. Okay, are we done with Mrs. Alston?
One more note on the last case. If she's going to have that cleaned up, please make sure that she adheres to the city's bulk trash limit of 8 cubic yards. I just wanted to remind her of that so that she won't incur another violation. Okay.
Ma'am, do you understand? Did you hear that?
And I'll drop off a educational flyer as it relates to the bulk trash.
Okay.
Curbside. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right, guys, let's take a 10-minute break, recess.
No problem, Special Magistrate.
Thank you.
I don't have anyone else.
All right, great.
Actually, I do it. I have one more person in the lobby waiting. But
all right, it's 11:48 now, so let's reconvene at 11:58 o'clock, the latest. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Michelle Lewis Charles. Okay, I'm sorry.
Is everyone back?
Are you ready? Special Magistrate, are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
Why did I call Micheline Lewis?
Okay, we are back from recess. Special Magistrate, we do have two other people that were in the lobby, so we're gonna go out of order for those two cases so that we can hear them. And then everyone else on the agenda did not show. So we're gonna proceed with case number.
Is Irene Backham, case number CESSP 2019-00049. Her property address is 976 Northeast 133 Street. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer. There is also another case on this property. And the first case is CESSP.
I'm sorry, let me get Erin. Okay, there she is.
It's muted.
Ms. Backham, can you raise your right hand so I can administer the oath?
You can step up a little bit and you can pull your mask down if you'd like.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Ma'am, can you state your full name for the record and your relationship to the property?
Cedmp, I'm the owner.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 976 Northeast 133 Street was cited.
Turn the volume up a little bit. Can I turn the volume up a bit? The volume is bad, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, the property was cited back on June 24th, 2019 to have the plywood that was affixed to the windows removed. The notice to appear for today's hearing was...
She's trying to put it up a little bit higher. I'm sorry. No.
She's having a hard time hearing us?
Yeah, it's a little low. It's a little low. But just need to get closer to the Okay. All right, I'm sorry now. Go ahead.
Okay.
The notice to appear for today's hearing was posted on September 17, 2020 at 1:34 p.m. And this is what the property looks like. There are visible to me at least 4 to 6 windows with plywood on them.
Yeah, not all of them have it. And they're up there very well for the hurricane season.
I will give you an opportunity to respond. Let's allow the code enforcement officer to present her case, okay?
And that her name is what?
Say that one more time.
Karen Jean Lewis?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
As of the final reinspection date, the plywood still remains on the windows. And this case...
I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry, but I was dealing with talking to people about the roof, and that was, very important and taking up my time. And I was hoping for the best with the shutters that, when I would talk to you, if you give me some time to look into what type of shutter I might be able to put there, and if I could get one at a time or whatever, because, it is hurricane season. I would like to ask if I can keep it up there through hurricane season and give me a little time to extension on the roof and because I'm changing roofers, the roof and the shutters. If I could, please.
Special Magistrate, this case was previously adjudicated by Magistrate Benjamin, and also the police department has responded out to her property several times and requested for her to vacate the premises due to safety hazards. And we've given her extensions. Director Patterson has given her extensions for approximately like 120 days now, and there's still no compliance for both violations, the one for the roof and then the shutters.
Well, I have the roofer now. The paperwork is ready. You know,
Is the roof being heard today?
Yes, that's the next case.
Okay. All right. So, ma'am, you said you have a roofer now?
Yes, I just need to, I'm happy with this roofer, and I need to get the, I need to sign things, and he needs to get the papers in. I understand they're filled out and everything. So, that's what I need to do. I need a little more time to get that permit in.
Special Magistrate, if I may, the building official, this actually is a very intricate case. We've been out to the property with the building official, and the property was declared unsafe. The magistrate the prior magistrate, Christopher Benjamin, had ordered the resident, requested that the police department provide some assistance to Ms. Malcolm so that she could vacate the property due to the life safety issues at the property. With all of the windows being boarded up, it is a fire hazard. The roof, I know that we haven't gotten to the case yet and I can give testimony, but it really all goes together. There are holes, gaping holes in her roof. And we have heard this case, and I don't know if Karen can reiterate when we initially started working on this.
June 24th of 2019.
2019, June 24th. And Ms. Balcom has identified to the city that she's working on the roof, and that she is getting contractors and that she's waiting for a job, etc. There's, various things. Unfortunately, it just appears that we're in a situation where, the issue here is code compliance, but we're almost concerned for her safety more than anything. And I know that she was ordered not to be in the property. I'm not certain at this point if she has gone back to the property, but I just wanted to add that to the officer's testimony, just so that you have a little bit more clarity on what we're really, working on here.
Since we're talking about the case involving the roof, why don't we read that into the record?
That is case number C.
Give us a minute, ma'am.
That is case number CEWWC 2019-00068 for property address 976 Northeast 133 Street.
Okay, go ahead. You may proceed.
I don't have the officer here today, but I do, Officer Mercy Noel. I believe they had contacted some different, went down a few avenues to obtain some assistance for Ms. Malcolm. I don't know, whether she was receptive or where she stands, but the property itself is in the exact same condition, if not worse at this point. She refuses to give us any access to go inside to see the condition. I don't believe she has any electricity inside of the property. It is a very serious situation. So I just wanted to highlight that for your knowledge. As you proceed, to rule, unfortunately, on the code side, the remedies wind up being fines, but in her case, we're just concerned for her safety, and I just, want to just put that on the record.
Okay. Ma'am?
Yes, I'm trying to get the permit here and the paperwork done so I can proceed to get the roof done. And I have the building permit application here that I had notarized by Rahima Golding with my name, property owner, Pioneer Roofing. And I've been in touch with them, and I have to get the paperwork to you. I didn't get it all completed because I was changing the roofer. And, it's step by step. I will be collecting my Social Security, and I'm working on the job. So I have a lot of things, and then I travel by bus because I had a car accident. It wasn't my fault, and it totaled my older car because I was taking care of my mother. My car was a little bit older, Toyota Corolla. I didn't replace it. I don't intend to because it's cost. And I want to get the roof, and I want to. I want 7, but if you want me to take them down, and then I won't have anything. Pray to God that we don't have a hurricane. There's not too much time left before hurricane season's over, but it all depends what you'll allow me to do. With the plywood, leave it up till hurricane season, November 1st or something? Or take it down, then I will. But I'm trying to do all I can. When I go by buses, it's very, very time consuming now with COVID. Half of the bus is only filled. Sometimes bus full, you have to wait for the next bus. They skip buses in between. It's very, very time consuming.
I understand. I understand, but I think that what the code enforcement officer is saying is that, they're concerned about your safety. Hopefully you're not still living there, correct?
No.
Okay, you're not staying there at this time?
Well, I'm not living in the property, no.
Okay, great. Okay, okay.
And as soon as
all right. Nonetheless, it's still a life safety issue, and we're trying to see how.
Should I take the plywood down? I can.
But in addition to taking the plywood down, is it the roof?
Well, yes. Well, I'm going to get that to you as soon as possible with the permit and all that.
Okay. But you haven't submitted your application yet.
Well, because I changed the roofer, and I'm very happy with the new roofer.
Okay, so your new roofer is working with you and trying to get this resolved.
Yeah, I just talked to him today. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if he wants me to bring the paperwork down, or like some of them they don't come down maybe every day, but whether they come down here every few days or once a week, I don't know. They'll bring the paperwork in.
Okay. What is the city asking?
Your Honor, at this point, this case has gone on for more than a year, and we are dealing with life, health, safety issues. I'm not sure that additional time will encourage the property owner. It has not thus far. We've given her much time and much extensions on this property, and it still has not brought compliance. At this point, the city is asking for no more extensions. The city is asking for the fines in this case to go forward, to be ratified.
Oh, goodness, no, please give me a chance. Please, Judge, give me a chance because COVID has slowed things down, and everything I'm telling you is the truth. I'm almost there, just getting that paperwork in and beginning to make a plan to have the new roof and everything. It's very well known roofer, Pioneer Roofing. Please, I know the time has gone on, but COVID's been like since November. It's all this started. Please have understanding of that. And don't put fines on me. Please give me an extension.
And in this case, you said it have been open, pending since when?
Both cases have been open since June 24th of 2019. And in looking at the permit action reports, it's come before the magistrates several times, and time has been granted, and that has led to no compliance at this point. So the city doesn't feel that additional time granted to the property owner will achieve compliance. The city at this point wants to move and progress to the next step, which would be ratification of fines. And the city believes that will be the additional encouragement that maybe the property owner will need to come into compliance to stop those fines from running.
Okay, and what is the fine amount? Does anybody know the fine amount on each case?
Please let me get my job and my income coming in so I can get back on my feet and get this roofer and show you that this is in, and step by step I can do this, because
Magistrate, the fine amounts are set at $250 for each case. The abatement date was May 13, 2020.
Please, that's too steep for what salary. My God, please, give me a chance.
This is what I can do. I will, ma'am, I do find that the violation still exists.
Can I get it to you, please?
I will take into account the fact that, COVID may have prevented you from doing certain work on the property. And so I will ratify the fines, but I'm not going to take it back to the May date. Does the city understand? I will not, I won't do it non-pro talk. I will just, moving forward, then we will start to process the daily fine amount. Do you understand, ma'am?
Well, this is what I'm asking. If you're giving an extension to get this roof done, that I won't have that fine, because that fine is more than I would make, per day. I mean, how can I, to please give me a chance with COVID.
What I am saying, I think you may have missed what I said. Typically, the fine starts to run from the date that from the assessment date, which for you would have been May 13th, correct? So I'm not going back to May. The clock starts ticking today. Does that make sense to you? So I have given you credit for May, June, July, August, September. And, and so now for a fact that with fines.
All I have, excuse me, is on this notice to appear that I saw and obtained the permit. And that's what I'm trying to do and get it into you. Because I changed the roofer, I didn't get it into you. But this is why. And if I could get this into you, then I would have complied. But I'm giving you the reason why I didn't.
Well, you're given an opportunity now to move things along. You keep working with your roofers, your contract, whomever it is that you work with to get the case resolved.
Permission to speak, Your Honor, to address the property owner on one point.
Yes.
Just wanted to let and convey to the property owner that the incentive here is for you to come into compliance. After you come into compliance, you'll have an opportunity to come in and to mitigate those fines with the city, but the city won't consider any discounts until you come into compliance. So while the magistrate is setting the daily fine today, there is an opportunity here for you to come into compliance, and then after you come into compliance, to apply with our finance department for a reduction of the fine. But that won't happen until you come into compliance.
Well, the thing is that, I'm trying to get on my feet, and the roof, is expensive and everything else, and when you're saying reduction of the fines, I'm asking you to please just grant me time to get this permit to you, the company, and the Justin's right. You know them, probably. And I'm sorry that I couldn't get it before coming today, but I'd have it all in place. But this is why, because just on Monday, I guess it was, is when I was changing. I was talking to the other roofer, and certain things made me, uncomfortable. And I finally decided, and I got a reference of this Pioneer Roofing, and I'm very happy in talking to them. And he has all the paperwork ready.
Okay.
So I just want to tell you, I'm working hard on it.
We understand, and you're, now that you know, with the fines accumulating daily, then, you really need to, I'm glad you found someone that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, but I
so you
need
have to work for that.
Have my job for more income, and that's why I'm asking you, please don't start the fines yet. Give me a chance. Please give me a chance.
I think what the city attorney just informed you is that once you come into compliance, then you can actually contact the city and try to mitigate the fines. And so I would say get to working. You have a roofer that you like, that you're comfortable with. Work with them, trying to get them to get the job done and fix everything as soon as possible. And then once you come into compliance, then you go into the city and try to mitigate the fines, okay?
But I'm here with you now. I'm asking you just for a little time, because till I get that job started, I wanted to go back with the federal government where I worked before. But they're not, where I have a higher salary and I go into my years for retirement and so forth. But the offices I'm finding are not open enough. So I'm going to probably have to get a lower paying job. And this is why I'm saying,
are you trying to tell us, okay, because we got to wrap things up. Are you saying that you have to pay for this out of pocket?
What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Are you the one paying for the roof to be repaired? Because I know you're talking about your job. You didn't. Okay, so you're not working with your homeowner's insurance?
No, not the homeowner's insurance. I'm gonna see about a loan, and then I can't tell you the exact answer. I just pray to God everything works, and I'm just asking you now to give me time on the getting the roofer paperwork in, and then working from there. And if I know that I have a little time without the fines, it's going to be so much better.
The issue that the city brought up, ma'am, is the fact that this has been ongoing for over a year, and so I'm not willing to. I'm not willing to go back. Let me ask you, and I'm not here to give you any legal advice. And did you not have insurance on your property at the time?
No.
Your property was not insured?
No, it isn't.
I'm not speaking now. I'm saying when your roof caved in, something happened to your roof. You were not insured?
No. So, can I please, to not have the fines begin, just give me a little extension of time and watch me work and get things done with God's help. The COVID actually started in November, and it's been slowing things down. So please try to understand that. And
Okay, are we done? All right, ma'am, good luck to you.
well, no, what I'm asking you for time to get my permit and the roofing papers in, and that's what I'm asking you for. Because I need it.
Okay, you said you have a roofer, then you need to start working with them.
Yes.
To get it done.
Yes.
The sooner you get it done, the better it will be for you.
Yes, but I'm asking you to hold off on the fines and see what I do. But you'll see it by the paperwork. Please.
What is our next hearing date for this? Do we have a hearing next month? October?
But it would be in 15 days. That's October 15th. And then our next hearing after that will be November 5th.
So that's after hurricane season, November 1st? Maybe.
All right. I don't know if it's going to make a difference for you if I were to extend it for another 15 days.
Well, what about November 5th through the hurricane season when it's cut off then for the...
What did you say, ma'am?
November 5th. That's hearing day.
She's on December 3rd.
November 5th?
Special Magistrate, you're not presiding on that date, just as an FYI.
Okay, so that would be an issue. What can you get done within the next 15 days? If I were to say, okay, I will...
I don't know, when I have to go anywhere on the buses, it takes hours. I mean, I working all the time.
But don't you have a roofer that you're working with? Why they're not doing the legwork? Aren't you paying a roofer?
I said I changed roofers just recently.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Monday, I guess it was. Monday.
She changed roofers.
That it's in you. It's already. That's why I'm saying. It's the paperwork's ready.
I missed the whole conversation. What about the paperwork?
It's already by the roofer.
Okay, have you retained them? Have you hired them to do the work?
Well, I have to sign something. I have to either, when I talk to him, either go up there or does he bring it down here and I sign it here? Probably I'll go up there. It's in Hollywood.
So you haven't signed anyone? You don't have anybody working right now?
No, because this was only Monday. And then Tuesday I was at the building department in the morning. And then she was going to do some preliminary paperwork with him. And then when I called later, they said she was very busy today. She was so busy, I couldn't get her. Then when I tried her extension for some reason.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Because you're telling me that you were not insured, so there's no insurance that's helping you with the costs associated, because from what I can see, that's a lot of work and it is going to cost you a lot of money. I don't know your situation. I don't know what's going on. And since I'm going to be the special magistrate for the 15th, you said?
Yes, October 15th.
Okay. I'm going to give you 15 days. Because you're giving me a lot of talk right now, and I'm not really sure what's going on, and I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt. I'm going to give you an additional 15 days. I'm going to remember you because I'm taking notes. If you come back in 15 days and you're giving me the same spiel that you're giving me now, your fines are going to start, and I'm going to have it retro to today's date. Do you understand? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So what I'm saying, no, it's my turn to speak. I've given you like half an hour or something.
No, I want to get clear what you're saying.
What I am saying, so let me make it clear for you, because I want us both to be clear on what I'm telling you. You're giving me a lot of excuses right now. And the reason why I'm going back on my word, on my ruling, is only because you're telling me about your job, and you're telling me now that this entire thing it falls on you to pay for, because you didn't have insurance is what you're telling me. So there's no homeowner's insurance stepping in and helping you pay to repair the roof and the windows, etc.
Well, the windows, I can take it down and then I can leave it down. That would be, it's almost over, the hurricane season. But the roof, I need the paperwork done, which is, I was trying to tell you, and it wasn't excuses. It was from Monday, talking to him, and then Tuesday, I thought some preliminary papers were going to be done, and she was too busy at the building department. And when I tried to get her by phone later, the extension wouldn't go through. And, so I mean, I did all that I could, and it was time consuming. And now it's Wednesday. So,
okay. And so what I am telling you is I'm giving you an additional 15 days.
Okay, and then I can...
And then when we come back on October 15th, I want to hear a whole different, spiel. I don't want to hear the same thing. I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear where we are.
Right.
Okay? And if you do have a roofer, I need to know that you have retained them. I need to know that they're on the case and that we're moving forward.
Say those things again.
Say what?
Say those things again, you said.
I will see you back in 15 days.
And you're saying about the paper work and everything, that'll give me the time. It should be enough time to get that in. And then you'll see.
You're really muffled. I can't hear you, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm giving you an additional 15 days. The city doesn't want that because they're saying that you had a whole year and you did nothing. I'm saying that I'm going to give you the benefit of doubt, and I'm going to give you an additional 15 days since you said you have found a roofer that you like. And they're going to do the work. I need you to work things out with them. I want you to retain them, sign a contract, let them start the paperwork. And that's what I want to see when we come back in 15 days. Okay, that's my ruling. Ma'am, have a good day.
Okay, which is called...
Madam Magistrate, I'm going to call this last case out of order. The name on the agenda is Louis Charles. It's one of our last customers that's here in the lobby. The case number is CEWWC 2019-00111. The property address is 12350 Northwest 13th Avenue. The officer is going to be Wayne Clark on this particular case.
Dr. Magistrate, we're just waiting on the public computer to be re-enabled.
No problem. afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, ma'am. She's going to be sworn in.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to administer the oath.
Can you please put your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do. Thank you.
Please state your full name and relationship to the property.
Louis Charles.
Okay. Mrs. Louis Charles, do you need you don't have an interpreter anymore, right?
No.
Okay, great. All right. Mr. Clark?
Wayne Clark, City, North Miami Code Compliance. This is a case in reference to roof and disrepair. You want me to do it? You got it? The property was posted on, hello, here?
Yes.
Property was posted on September 17th with proper notification.
I'm not sharing the screen. Maybe you do it. I'm sorry. One moment, Special Magistrate.
Where's yours? Right there. The notice of violation was issued on October 7th, 2019. You administered adjudication of guilt on December 4th of December 23rd of 2019 for this property in reference to re-roofing the property. And it says your roof displays a blue tarp. Please obtain required permits and repair the roof. And I even also offered in saying that you may want to apply for the city's rehab program. At that time, it was open, and she could have benefited from that. I have never spoken with the property owner, but to date, when I did my final recheck, the property is still in the same condition. The roof of the property is still in the same condition, no change. And I do not see where they have applied for
from over a year. I will never trying to get a public adjuster, lawyer to deal with the insurance. I will something I will do it myself. Because right now I ask them, can I do the roof by myself? Because I have problem with the city, which I don't want. I have problem with the insurance don't move yet, and I want to do everything by myself and finish with it. And they said, no, I could get myself in biggest trouble if I go ahead and do the roof by myself. I have to pay them, the lawyer, a lot of stuff. Really, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm in the trouble right now. I don't know how to move this situation.
Okay, if I'm understanding correctly, this has been going on for a year. You're saying that you never got a public adjuster. You were trying to negotiate with the insurance company yourself. That's what you're saying?
No, I got the public adjuster from last year.
Okay.
But now, if I knew from last year I could go with this problem that I have now, I will do it myself instead I deal with the public adjuster. Now I told them that I want to do this by myself. I want to finish close the case and I do the work by myself. They said, no, I put myself in big trouble if I do that.
Okay.
I need some kind of time.
So where are you in the process? You said you have a public adjuster, you have a lawyer. What is your lawyer saying? What is the process that we're waiting on?
I have to wait till the insurance gives me the money.
Okay. And you don't know how long that's gonna be? Is that in court?
I don't know.
Is there anything pending in court, or they're just negotiating with the insurance company?
I went to court with them from April. I think, yeah, April 3rd. Up to now, I'm still waiting.
Okay. All right. So this matter has already been adjudicated. She's telling me that she has an attorney, and the process is in court. I want to reset this for 60 days. Any objections? Hearing none, ma'am, I'm resetting this matter for 60 days. And if anything, you'll probably need to have your lawyer send something to the city attorney so that they can have an idea where you are in the process. Okay?
But they gave me something last week. I gave it to when I came here. Wow. Maybe I left it to the car. So I can get another notice from them and send it to the city, or take it here by myself?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
I said, like you asked me, but sometimes they pull from my lawyer, right?
Yeah, your attorney will know how to get in contact with the city attorney. So you can tell your attorney to get in contact with the city attorney, send her an email, something to let them know where you guys are in the process. Okay. You understand? That will help.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I can go now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else out there? I see something, iPad. Is there somebody waiting?
No, ma'am. No special magistrate. That was for the code officers. Yes, we're finished with all the attendees, so we can go back into the order of the agenda, and the officers will present on behalf of those that, and the other respondents did not contact the city.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back to Eva Osborne, case number CERCV 2020-00002. The property address is 815 Northeast 134th Street. The officer is Karen Jane Lewis.
Yeah, right there. Here you go, Karen.
Good afternoon, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 815 Northeast 134th Street was cited January the 3rd in reference to not having an administrative variance to store the boats at the rear of the property. The notice to appear was posted on September the 18th at 9:59 a.m. And as of the final reinspection date, the boat remains in the rear, and it's actually two boats located in the rear. The property owner has not made any contact with the city. As of the last time I spoke to him, I provided him with a copy of the variance application and told him where he needed to go, and there's still no compliance.
And that's the one I'm looking at in the back? It's covered with some sort of a tarp?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one, and this is the other one that's visible from the street.
And you said they were served when?
September, hold on, let me go back. September the 18th at 9:59 a.m.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice to property owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter in adjudication. Property owners have until, give me the abatement date again?
Just October 29th for November.
I'm sorry?
For the November 5th hearing, it would be October 29th.
October 29th. That's the abatement date or the hearing date?
That's the abatement date.
Okay. All right. Owners have until, go ahead.
Just clarification, I'm looking at the permit action report. If the clerk can verify whether this is a new case that requires an adjudication or whether this is a fine lien case, because the permit action report indicates that there was an abatement date for April 8th, 2020, and a fine set at $250.
Oh, correct. Okay, so it has been previously adjudicated. All right, then I find that the violation still exists. The daily fine amount is ratified.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The next case is Geminian, case number CEFAC 202000001. Edme St. Louis is the officer. I can't see that here. The officers are supposed to tell the magistrate that. That's not what we're doing. That's what they do. I've never been told to do that. When I have
Good afternoon. Court officers, Edme St. Louis. This case is in regards to the electric, for the property to have a licensed electrician to check the electrical box due to water damage and also a leakage going through the light. This violation was originally cited back in February 7th, 2020. I'm gonna go ahead and give me 1 second. Notice to appear for this hearing was posted at the property on September 17th, 2020 at 9:46 a.m. I have pictures. This is the pictures of the initial violation. I also have a video of how the water is running through the light. Oh, give me 1 second. I did screen share.
Oh, man.
I made contact with the property owner. I actually spoke to him, if I recall correctly, was May 12, 2020, in regards to another violation that he had. I also asked him for access. Access was denied. And moving forward, as of today, I don't have any current pictures of if he rectified the issue.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until October 29th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
That was your last case, so you could go. The next case on the agenda is North Miami Therapy Center, case number CEEXP 2020-00007. Property address 825 West 124th Street. Wayne Clark is the officer.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. Notice of violation was given to the property on January. What happened? Yeah, okay. January 28th, 2020, to paint certain areas of the property, including the front columns and porch enclosure, and the corners of the exterior property, which has some type of design on it. And to date, I haven't heard from the owner. It was posted with proper notification for this hearing on September 17th, 2020. Today, the property is in the same condition. I'm gonna like to submit the photos for the record. Let me see which photos I have here. Okay, this is the photo of the front of the property. And actually, it's not much at all. As you can see, all the gray areas, I was just asking that they paint those unfinished areas. And that I'm the property owner. Yours is different.
Something else?
That's it. No compliance.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I'll find good notice, given proper notice to owners that failed to appear. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 29th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $350.
The next case on the agenda is Rodel Balsario Corzo. Case number CERCV 2020000007. Property address 810 Northeast 134th Street. Karen Jean Lewis is the officer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Co-Compliance Officer Karen Jean Lewis. The property 810 North 134th Street was cited to obtain an administrative variance in order to store the boat located in the rear. I did make contact with the property owner. The last we spoke was about a week ago. I know he was supposed to be submitting the application to the Community Planning and Development Department. I don't know where he is in that process, because as of the final reinspection date, the boat is still on the property and there's still no variance. The notice to appear was posted on September 18, 2020 at 9:59 a.m. And as of the final reinspection date, the boat remains on the property in the rear.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice to owners that failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. Owners have until October 29th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
I know it's your last case.
Okay, thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Rosenthal Enterprise Incorporated, case number CEZCU 2019-00034. The officer on the case is Wayne Clark.
Then he just exited out. Didn't he say goodbye? Oh.
No, such magistrate. He's here. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Rosenthal Enterprises.
Wayne Clark City, North Miami Code Compliance. The property was cited on November 6, 2019, almost a year ago, in reference to not obtaining a certificate of use for a store in a shopping center. I've talked to the co-owner, as it states in my notes from March 27th, when I did the first posting, and he stated that the city was asking him to do some type of requirements in reference to removing some type of item out of the location. I think it was a commercial refrigerator appliance, if I recall, and that was holding up his certificate of use. However, when I checked the record, I did not see where the certificate of use was even, the application was even accepted in any form of fashion. When I went to post a notice on September 17th, he was present at that time too, and I delivered it to him in his hand. And he said that they were going to take care of it, as he's told me in the past. And as the record from the Community Planning Department shows, that it has not been taken care of to date. And they're still operating without the proper documentation required by the city. So there is no photos to this case as it is in relationship to just the business license, obtaining the business license for operating.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until October 29th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $200.
And the last case on the agenda is Stephen P. Crow, case number CEBPR 2019-00053. Property address 1265 Northwest 124th Street. Wayne Clark is the officer.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. I believe you adjudicated this case back January 21, 2020 with the guilty finding, and he stated that it had to be abated by March 11, 2020. Our fine will be set, the fine is set at $350.
Can we open the documents for the record? Can you put everything on the record?
Okay. Well, I'm reading from my permit actions report first, and then I'll minimize that and bring up the. What do you want to see? The photos?
Yes, in the prior history of it, so that I can see it was previously adjudicated.
She has to share it because I'm not on Zoom.
Okay. Give me a second. Crystal stepped out for a second. She would have to do that from her.
I'll share for you guys.
Huh?
Can you guys see it?
Yes, Jennifer King Slaw for assisting us. And we're on the same page, literally. Okay. That would be, where did you do that? January, look at the completion date at January 21st, and that's where you, that's your decision there. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And 350, and the abatement date was March 11.
Correct. And there's proper notification as right up under there, as you can see.
Can you pull that up? Pull the notice up, please.
Let me pull it up.
The NTA, yeah, I can pull it up. Hold on. No, actually, either Jennifer or Crystal would have to pull that up from their screen. There you go. That's the posting of the NTA for this hearing right there. I can barely see it. My eyesight. Yeah, 9/17.
Okay.
Would you like to? Maybe I can do the photos. Come up. Give me a sec here. I'm gonna X out of that. I'm going to the photos now. Where's the photos? There you go. Can you see that?
Nope.
They said
I'm sorry, 1 second, Special Magistrate.
I'm gonna put it in share.
Okay.
It was in reference to this wood gate. In addition, There was a overhang structure erected in the rear also. Let me see here. Okay. And I'm going to go to the next photo. Can you see that? This is actually from the neighbor's house, you know, going through, I zoomed through the neighbor's property to get that shot of the rear structure. He, however, has applied for a permit, but it's still pending. He has not been issued the permit. And then also, I received a phone call this morning stating that his attorney wanted to have a continuance or something, but I don't know if I could submit that, you know.
He's represented by, is that a he, she? He's represented by counsel?
From the message that I got, the phone call I got this morning, but then it was thereafter, you know, the deadline of submitting or either contacting us for this hearing.
Hear anything, Mrs. Warren?
Did the attorney indicate what the basis of the continuance was and what the basis for him being untimely in the request was?
Negative. It came by way of another department, phone call from another department. I don't know if he was there physically at that department or not, but that's what I was told, is that I don't know if it was reference to not being able to obtain the permit or they were having some issues with documentation that was required for the permit. However, it is in limbo right now, the permit. So I don't know what you would want to do with
Did the
that.
attorney send us a letter? Did we speak with the attorney, or we spoke to a staff?
We spoke to a staff that's saying that the attorney was asking for, I don't know if he called the wrong extension or whatnot, but he said that the attorney contacted them maybe over in the building department, because I got a call from a building department employee of the city. So I don't know if he was there physically or not this morning, but that's what the message was relayed to me.
So at this point, it sounds like, Jennifer, we didn't deceive the city, the code officer, we have not received notice of this case being represented by counsel.
And we also never got, normally requests from counsel for continuances would be in writing, and it would be within a time period prior to the hearing, and we did not get that. I don't feel that there's enough evidence here that there was an actual continuance request, so the city would ask you to proceed.
And one note to that I do remember what they said that he didn't get the proper notification. He didn't either know how to register for the meeting, or he got it at the last minute. 2, he didn't register by the deadline. There was a deadline, correct? For the hearing?
There is a registration deadline, but it sounds like what's happening is that perhaps the property owner retained counsel and there was some confusion maybe, but the code department does not have anything on record reference an attorney for this property.
And Jennifer, you haven't received anything? No notices, no...
Nothing. No calls, no emails.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find the violation still exists. Also find good notice, given proper notice. The owners failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $350 is ratified, retroactive to the abatement date.
Thank you, Special Magistrate. I believe that concludes our agenda for today.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Good seeing you, Special Magistrate. Been a minute.
Yes, it's been a while. Have a good day.
All right, you too.